Hi, what's your name and who do we have here today?
John McIntyre.
John McIntyre. Speaking to the mic, John, alright?
Okay.
Alright, you don't have to hold it, but just...
Yeah.
How old are you, John, and where are you from?
64, I'm from Nova Scotia.
Nova Scotia?
Yeah.
And how long have you been in Toronto?
About 4 years.
4 years?
Yeah.
So you were born and raised over there?
Yeah.
Okay. So can you just tell me a bit about, how old are you again?
64.
64.
Yeah.
And can you just tell me about a bit about your life, your upbringing? How was your upbringing?
Well, it was kind of rough. My dad was a coal miner.
Yeah.
And I left Cape. I come up here in the 70s. I worked up here in the 70s and 80s. Then I went out to Alberta for about 10 years.
Yeah.
And then I went back to Nova Scotia, and then I had to come up here because they closed all the mines, all the steel plant and everything. There was no work.
Okay.
So yeah.
And like, what's your situation now? I've just been told you're housed at the moment.
Yeah.
Do you have a place to stay?
Yeah. When I first come down here, I stayed in a shelter for about 8 or 9 months.
Yeah.
Then I went to a senior shelter.
Yeah.
Then to a house, and then they got me an apartment.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And with regards to the city, like, so you were homeless before?
Yeah, well, when I first came here, I didn't have
How long was you homeless for?
Well, almost a year.
And what's the worst thing you've seen in that year?
Oh.
What's the worst?
Drugs.
You can say it, go on.
Yeah. I got into heroin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, so you've seen overdoses and stuff?
I never overdosed myself, but I seen lots of overdoses.
Okay.
Yeah.
And do you still have an addiction? Or
No. I've been clean now. I went to treatment, and I spent almost a year there.
Okay. And what was your addiction before?
Alcohol.
Alcohol?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. And no heroin or nothing, right?
Not now, nothing. I
now.
Still drink.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
that's good. That's all right.
Yeah.
And with regards to your mental health, how is that?
Oh, it's pretty good now.
Good?
It was pretty rough after that, like addiction. Like it got pretty rough. Because you're whining and dying trying to get your drug for the day, and it's not easy.
It's not easy. So, what about kids and why?
I have a daughter, but she's out in Alberta. She teaches autistic kids.
And how old is she?
She's 40.
40?
Yeah.
You don't want to say hi to her or anything?
Yeah.
Would you like to give her a message?
Oh, I talk to her all the time.
Oh, you talk to her all the time?
Yeah.
That's good. So you are a granddad?
No, she doesn't have any kids.
She
won't bring any kids because she says the world's too screwed up.
Yeah, I don't blame her, man.
Yeah.
I don't blame her. And what's going on today? So what's your normal day? Like you come out here after that, you just
there's a few of the boys, we got to know each other, and we just come here just to kill a couple hours of the day. Gets boring, and
a couple of the boys right there.
Yeah.
The boys are just there.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
It's a holiday, so they're all worrying if the beer store is going to open or not.
Oh yeah, it's family day, right?
Because they pick and choose which ones they open on holidays.
That's crazy. And another question, with regards to the homelessness situation, what should the government do to help?
Well, they're not doing too bad of a job but they're putting all of them in hotels. Yeah. And there's too much drug.
Too much drugs.
Yeah, there's so many of them, especially because of the fentanyl.
Yeah.
There's I've known half a dozen guys that have dropped from that fentanyl and died.
That literally died.
Yeah. And I haven't been here that long. I've only been in this neighborhood for 4 years.
And why are they dropping? Is it because the fentanyl's too strong?
Yeah, because it's hard to tell, because it's all different colors, and so they get away with it for a long while, and then boom, you never know when they're going to get a bad dose.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's wild.
I was so glad I got out to heroin before the fentanyl hit the streets.
Oh, so you didn't even touch fentanyl?
Never touched it. No, never will.
You was a heroin guy. You only messed with heroin.
Yeah.
Yeah, because heroin is the more obviously you can OD on it, but
but it's easier to judge too. Yeah.
And you have to take a lot.
Yeah.
For you to OD,
yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But fentanyl is just a small bit.
Oh yeah. People take a little pinch if they get the wrong kind of fentanyl, and they can drop.
And how the price is? What's the price like?
It's $20 for a point.
For the fentanyl?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
And do you know how we got into Canada, or like?
Well, they say the Chinese brought it in,
Yeah.
but now it's the bikers are in on it. And,
The bikers are in on it too,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Not only the Asians.
Yeah.
And, it's really destroying us, isn't it?
It's the worst drug that's ever been on the street.
It's worse than meth, right?
Yeah, it is worse than meth.
Like
Because a lot of the meth now, they say, is a lot weaker than when it used to be real bad, like out west and stuff. But still, it's not a good drug, but it's not. Fentanyl is by far the worst for killing.
Yeah. And what's the high like? You've never tried it, have you?
No, but they say it's similar. They say it's similar to heroin, but like I've seen guys on fentanyl, and all they do, they do it. They're awake for maybe a half an hour, and then they pass out.
Yeah. Wow. So now, how old are you again?
64. I'll be 65 in about 3 months.
So you're how long away from your pension? How far?
Oh, about 5 months.
5 months from your pension?
Yeah, from the old age, yeah.
That's it. So you
Yeah.
made it, right?
Yeah.
Okay. That's actually good, bro, man. That's good. That's something that I'm happy about. At least you get to make it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so this is you live here now. They gave you a place to stay, and you're.
Yeah, I have an apartment. I've had it now for it'll be 3 years in June. And I have a piece of land down home.
Where?
In Cape Breton, in Nova Scotia, yeah. So I might just put a trailer there, like a mobile trailer, and just go down in the summer, and because I still have my brother that's up north. He's retiring. He's already bought his house down home.
Oh, so you have a brother. How many siblings?
I have 3 brothers and a sister.
And do they know your situation?
Oh yeah.
So were they trying to help before?
Oh yeah. Like I was just I don't like that. I wouldn't ask them for money. They have families, Yeah. And I always worked. Even when I did heroin, I was working. I was a welder, right? That was my trade.
That's sick. That if you're a welder.
Yeah.
And what about your Mrs. Your wife?
Well, she's still in Alberta.
She's out in Alberta.
Yeah,
she's still alive.
Oh yeah,
wow.
Yeah, she was a few years younger than me, so yeah, her and my daughter stayed out there. But my daughter used to come home down when I lived down in Cape Breton. She would come down for the summer after she got out of school, but then she took that trade for that, and then she likes teaching autistic kids. Yeah.
That's good. One more thing, a few more questions.
Yeah.
It would be like if you had 2 wishes, what would your one wish be right now?
That I didn't sell my house in Cape Breton.
Or like this for me, so like shadow. Yeah, go on. What did you say?
I said, wish that I hadn't sold my house in Cape Breton.
Oh, so what's your first wish?
That's it.
Could you say it again? Because I didn't get it. Elaborate.
Yeah, I had a home down in Cape Breton.
Yeah.
And but I sold it like before I came because I needed the money like to travel and to set up. I lived in Ottawa for about almost 13 years before I came down to Toronto. I had a heart attack.
Yeah, wow.
And then it was too cold up there because I had to take blood thinners.
Yeah.
So I said, I'll go down here, and it's a little warmer. Not much, but a little bit.
A little bit better to know what's going on, okay. So it'd be to get your house back, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So what would your second wish be? And remember, these, like, as if it could come true right now.
Yeah.
So what would your second wish be?
That my daughter would get a husband, get married.
That your daughter would get a husband and get married?
Yeah.
Granddad?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So that would be your 2 wishes, yeah?
Yeah. For sure.
And is there any last words, any words of encouragement, any last words you'd like to say to the public?
Well, no,
There's people, there are guys younger than you who are actually going through what you went through already.
Exactly.
So do you have any advice for them? Or do you have any advice for people who are just mentally down right now?
Yeah, just stick with it and like try and get like help. Like try and go to treatment.
Yeah.
It might not work the first time, like it takes a few times, but eventually you'll get it.
Yeah.
Especially if you're on like an opiate, like fentanyl or heroin or any drugs like that. It's so much overdoses.
Yeah. So just it'd be what would it be in a nutshell? What would it like? How would you say that in a nutshell? What you just said?
I would tell them to try and go to treatment,
Yeah.
and then like if it don't work the first time, go again. Like, you know.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, man. Thank you for everything, man.